Good morning to everyone. Okay, this is your analog and digital electronics class, and we are at the edge of our syllabus. That means we have almost grabbed all the concepts which are important in your syllabus. Okay, so we have discussed about the analog electronics portion. Then we have discussed the basic digital electronics portion, combinational circuits, sequential circuits like adder subtractor. In case of combinational circuit, then a priority generator, multiplexers. Okay, these things we have discussed. Then in case of sequential circuit, there are flip flops, latches, registers are there, counters. That's it. And then we have the last module, that is A to D and D to A converter. Okay, I'll quickly give you the concept what is all about the last topic. Okay, so flip flop was the last important topic which should be very well understandable. Okay, to go with the registers and counters. So if your concept of flip flop is clear, then flip flop registers and counters will be easy, because with the help of these flip flops we develop the circuits of counters and registers. Okay, we have seen that on the previous day, that how with the help of flip flops we can develop a registers. Okay, so it is only about the position of the flip flops and connecting the clock signal with the flip flop, and that's why that's how the registers and counters are built. Okay, then we have A to D and D to A converter. So what is basically D to A and A to A converter? I will give you the basic concepts. But one thing I was realizing every moment, that there are so many peoples are there who are newly joined, or who have joined after puja, or after there are so many students are there who have joined after January also. From January they have joined. So I was thinking to prepare a online material, study material. Okay, so on that particular online study material, I have segregated the whole syllabus. Let me show you that thing. This will be helpful for the newcomers, and it will also be helpful for the regular students, and it will be also helpful for you when you will pass your BTech and you will prepare for your for government exams like UPSC or WBCS. So many of you, I hope, will prepare for that kind of exam, like WBCS or UPSC, whatever it is. But that this online study material will be helpful for you, because here I have segregated the whole syllabus into small pieces, and then I have referred, I will refer some videos from YouTube, from other channels, and if it is possible, uh, I'll make some separate videos on that topic, so that the whole syllabus is in should be in your hand. Okay, so what I have planned, so that every student in this class should be beneficial, is that I have segregated the whole syllabus. You can see here, this is your subject, analog and digital electronics code, and this is a online study material. Okay, this will be a online study material which I will provide to you within the first March. Okay, so within the 1st of March, I have I I was thinking to share this material with you, so that the whole syllabus should be in your hand. Okay, so I have segregated the whole syllabus here. You can see here, this was the first topic which I have discussed on the very beginning of this class. Okay, where many of you may not be present or may not take admission, so I'll provide some links, okay, on each of every topic. You can see here, this is amplifiers, then feedback, oscillators. These are the topics. Astable multivibrator, monostable multivibrators. These things are very easy. Okay, you can go through the recorded video lectures on Zoom, or you can go through your class notes. Okay, or you can go through the links which I will provide here. Basically, I was trying to find out some compact videos from YouTube, so that each and every topic may take maximum 15 minutes. Okay, so I'll provide the links only on only the videos which will be helpful for you and which will be short in duration. Okay, because in our class we have taken a whole class for complete one topic. Okay, because if manually I want to take the classes, it will take a longer time. But for your preparation purpose and for your understanding purpose and clear your concept, I decided to prepare this material, where within a short length of video you can grab the concept. Okay, so this is it. You can see here each and every topic I have mentioned, which you need to understand, and which you need to study. Okay, not only for the preparation purpose of your semester exam for this year, it will also be helpful in case of future. Okay, so I will share this PDF. I'll make it PDF, and I will share it with you in your mail ID. Okay, where you need to just only click the link here. I'll provide the link here. Okay, I am searching the videos which will be the best video for you guys. And what you need to do, you need to only click the video. You need to go through the topics. Okay, and which topic you want to understand, only you need to click that link, and the YouTube will be open, and everything will be explained there. Okay, it might be my video, it might be the videos from YouTube. Okay, and it will be a short video, so that within 7 days, if you go through all the topics within 7 days, and within 7 days your all whole syllabus will be in your hand. And one other thing I need to mention, that there are few topics are there which is not mentioned in your syllabus. Like here I have a given Carnot map. It is not given in your syllabus. And for exam purpose also, this will not appear in your exam. Okay, to solve a complicated equation using Carnot map, this kind of questions will not appear in your semester exam. But this topic is very important to understand for simplification of the Boolean algebra equations. Okay, and which will be helpful for others topic also. Okay, we have seen that in case of flip flops, say suppose, or in case of comparator. Okay, if you need to simplify the equation, you need to know the Carnot map. So that's how a few topics are there in this online study material, which are not included in your syllabus, but that will be important for your preparation purpose, and for your better understanding on that subject. And if yeah, so these are the whole topics you can see in your screen. Okay, I have segregated everything. So from here, and this was the last topic. Okay, so I'll prepare this material within 1st of March. I'll find out some videos which will be suitable for you. And if I'm unable to find out any short length good video on that particular topic, then I myself will prepare the video and I'll provide the link. Okay. Only what you need to do, you need to go through the all the topics, okay, within a very short period of time, so that you can have a good grip on your subject. Okay. And today also I will take that kind of approach. That means I will show you some videos today. Two or three videos are there where the concept of counters or A to D converter are explained well in a short period of time. Okay, I'll show you that video. I have taken the video from YouTube only. Okay, these are the not my recorded video. Okay, but if it is necessary to prepare one video by myself, or if you recommend any topic uh, 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 to prepare the video, I'll make it. Okay, and I'll provide it to you. Okay, so before jump into that, let me tell you the last concept which I will discuss today. Okay, so these are the last topics you need to know. Okay, so counters, you know the concept of counter, that is with the help of the flip flops we can develop the counters. Okay, we can, with the help of filters, we can develop the counters. We arrange the flip flops, okay, in a certain manner, and we use that whole circuit for a particular purpose, that is counter. And here the clock signal plays an important role. Like in some cases we provide the same clock signal for every flip flops. You know what is flip flop, and you know how we can feed the clock signal in case of flip flop. So it will be easier to you to understand that topic. Okay, please go through that. And the another thing is that there is A to D and D to A converter. So let me give a brief idea of what is A to D and D to A converter. So basically, A to D converter means analog to digital converter, and D to A means digital to analog converter. Okay. So in our practical applications, we use so many electronic gadgets, and we transfer that signal to another end. Like for this case, in this case, I am taking the class in Zoom. Okay, and this is in online mode. So what I am doing, we are using this Zoom platform. We have connected this, and you have also entered to the room. And whatever I am speaking over here, it's first converted. My voice is first converted into electrical signal. Okay, and this task is performed with various kind of devices like microphone. So in case of microphone, what happens, it is important to understand the whole flow, whole thing, to know what's going around. Okay, that means if we want to transfer my voice to a long distance, so what we need to do, we need to first convert my voice to an electrical signal, where microphone is there, which helps us to convert my voice to an electrical signal. Okay, so in case of microphone, there are so many techniques has been used. Like in case of microphone, there is a certain a coil is there, and inside that coil there is a metal contact is there. And when we and upper side of that coil there is a layer. Like we can build this layer using balloon also. Okay, so when I am talking, this layer is basically vibrating. Okay, with the wave which is heated on the microphone. So this microphone, the layer of that microphone then vibrate with the help of my voice wave. Okay, and when it is vibrating inside a coil, okay, certain amount of electricity will be generated. So when I am talking, some amount of wave is generated and it hits the microphone, and in that microphone there is a layer which vibrates according to my voice. Okay, and when it is vibrate, it helps a panel to vibrate inside a coil, which helps us to generate a signal. Okay, and this signal is basically an analog signal. Okay, and in today's world we basically use the digital signals, okay, for noise reduction, for better accuracy, okay, for long distance communication. All these things we can do with the help of analog signals also. But and previous days analog signals are used for this kind of purpose when we have land phone or something like that. In land phone also we use digital signals, but on the very previous day we use this kind of analog signal to transmit our voice in a long distance. But what happened when this kind of analog signal transmitted in a long distance, these signals get distorted. Okay, the signal get distorted. So what happened when the signal got distorted, we cannot achieve our we cannot achieve the signal, or we cannot achieve the voice whatever we required. Okay, that means so many noise will be there. Sometimes when you are talking in your mobile, you can realize that sometimes there are so many noise are there. Okay, so this kind of noises arises in our signal when it is analog signal. Okay, so it is very important to convert this analog signal into digital signal, and it is also important for optical communication also. You know that in today's world we use optical fibers rapidly. Okay, and I hope you know what is optical fiber. We transmit the voice or video or any document, whatever it is, we convert the whole thing in a digital signal, and then we transmit it. Okay, so that's why this analog to digital converter became very important. And in case of digital to it is analog to digital converter. When my voice is converted into digital analog signal first, then we convert it to digital signal. Okay, then we convert it to RF signal. If it is a mobile phone, it's use an RF signal. So first thing first, analog signal is converted to digital signal, then digital signal will converted to RF signal, and we transmit it through RF medium. Okay, and if it is an optical fiber, then this analog signal will be converted to digital signal, and this digital signal will glow an LED. And if it is a digital signal, we know that in case of digital, only zeros and ones will play a vital role. Okay, either it is 0 or 1, either it is 0 or 1, or it is 000 then 1, or it is 111 then 0. Okay, so this will be the whole sequence for a digital signal. But in case of analog signal, there will be a wave shape like sinusoidal wave, and it is not completely sinusoidal. When my voice is converted to digital signal, analog signal, it is not that the signal will be a complete sinusoidal signal. It will be something look like this. Okay, there will be no rules or regulation that how the signals will be look like, but it will be an analog signal. But in case of digital signal, we can specify that either it will be 0 or 1. Okay, and when we converted these things into digital signal, then it became only a sequence of zeros and ones. Okay, and now if we want to transmit this signal optically or via optical fiber, then what we need to do, we know that in optical fiber the light will pass only through the optical fiber, only the light will pass. Okay, so if we want to transmit any signal through a optical fiber, we need to convert the signal to a optical signal. Okay, and with the help of the analog signal, it is impossible, it is not impossible, but it will become very complicated to convert an analog signal into optical signal, and then it transmit. Then transmission became complicated. So what we need to do, we need to convert it into a digital signal when there is a sequence of zeros and ones, and then with this sequence, if we fed this sequence in an LED, then how this LED will glow when this is 000. Say suppose the sequence of the signal is 000, then 11, 3021, and if we pass this sequence through an LED, okay, then what happened? For the first three cases, we have seen the waveform in case of when we are studying about the registers, that how the waveform should be drawn. So if the sequence is 000, then 11, and we fed this sequence of signal in a LED, then LED will be off for first three cycles, because it is 000, it will it will not glow. Then 11, that means the LED will glow for 2 times sequentially, okay, within a fixed frame of time, okay. And this is how we can convert the digital signal into an optical signal. And then this light, that means first three cycles, that it will be off, then 2 cycles it will be on. This sequence of light will transmit through optical fiber, and will receive that light on the other end of the optical fiber, okay. Then there is another diode is basically used to detect this light, and when the light when you impose this light in a particular diode, then the flow of current through the diode will change, okay. And when the flow of current through the diode is changed, it will generate a certain amount of electricity, okay, for with a particular shape. And this shape will be the same shape which we have transmitted earlier, like it's 000, then 1, okay. Then we again convert this light signal into digital signal, okay. And then this digital signal will be converted to analog signal, and this analog signal can be heard by the other end. Like I am talking here, my voice is first hitting the microphone, okay. Then this microphone convert my voice to a digital signal. Then this digital signal is converted to optical signal, okay. Digital signal to optical signal. Then my voice is transmitted through optical fibers, okay. And so many of you are in Sikkim or Darjeeling or Shiliguri or anywhere in North Bengal, okay. That signal, that electrical, that optical signal, and then received on the other end where you are situated, then it converted into digital signal within your device, within your mobile, or within your laptop, whatever device you are using, okay. So then this digital signal is converted to analog signal, and we can hear this signal using using speakers, okay. So the speaker is basically another electronic device which consists of again another is a layer of we can say it as balloon. We can use we can build this kind of device using balloon also. That's why I'm giving this example. But in modern cases, the devices are so modern, so we can use here the crystals also, okay. So I'm not talking about that thing because that thing will be a little bit complicated. So when it reaches when this signal is converted to analog signal, it appears to the speakers, and then speakers will vibrate again with the help of this analog signal. And when the speaker will vibrate, it will generate the voice, and that's how you can hear my voice, okay. So this is the whole concept of A to D and D to A converter, why it is important. And there are certain techniques are there, like are two-hour ladder circuits are there, which helps us to convert the digital signal into analog signal. Okay, we'll see these things in a little while. Okay, the circuit diagram and all these things, but one thing is important to know, that in case of R2L ladder we are using op amp. Okay, but op amp is not mentioned in your syllabus, and op amp is a very vast thing. Okay, op amp, the chapter op amp is very vast, and it is not given in your syllabus. So what I decided, that I have find out a video which will be helpful for you to understand. But the op amp portion, you can take the basic things, like in case of op amp. In case of op amp, there will be two terminals are there in op amp. Okay, and the shape of the op amp will be triangle. Okay, just know the basic concept, it will be okay. Okay, because we need the help of op amp when we are trying to design the R2R ladder. Okay, and it is basically prerequisite. That means you should know about the op amp according to the syllabus. But I know that most of you may not know the concept of op amp, so things maybe seems difficult to you, but it's not difficult. Okay, so in case of op amp, just remember this thing. Op amp is basically an operational amplifier. Okay, which can perform so many arithmetic or logical operation. Okay, like in the previous days when we invented the calculators. Okay, this calculator was developed using op amps. Op amp is the first device which helps us to develop, or which helps us to invent the calculators. Okay, because it can perform so many arithmetical operation like addition. If we want to add something, this task can be performed using op amp. If you want to subtract something, this task can be performed using op amp. Subtract means op amp basically subtract two voltages. Okay, so op amp will have two input and one output. Okay, so op amp will have two input, and these two input are inverting input and non-inverting input. Okay, that means there will be a positive terminal in case of op amp, and there will be a negative terminal in case of op amp, and there will be one output terminal. Okay, and we get basically this op amp in case in IC form, whose IC number is 741, and which has 8 legs. Okay, so using this op amp, we can develop this R2R ladder. And in case of op amp, two terminals are there in case of input, and the input potential is very high, and output potential is output impedance. Sorry, input impedance is very high, and output impedance is very low. This is the characteristics of op amp. Okay, no need to go in detail in case of op amp. Just know the structure, that it's a electronic device which we can build using transistors. So op amp is basically built with the help of transistors, and we basically represent the op amp like symbolic representation. Like it will be a triangle, and there will be two input terminal and one output terminal. Okay, so this is a very basic brief about op amp, and I'm giving this brief because we use op amp to develop R2R ladder. Okay, and another point is that as your exam will be in MCQ mode, so just be prepared, like with the concepts. Okay, if your concept will be clear, then it will be helpful to answer the questions in MCQ mode. Though the exam will be not so tough, it will be easy. but you should know the concept. Okay, so that's it, whatever I want to discuss, and I want to share with you. I will provide the online study material as soon as possible, so that within 7 days you can have a good grip on your whole syllabus. You can go through the video lectures which are recorded also. And now I will show you 1 2 3 4 4 videos are there. Okay, and the length of the videos for each videos is it's maximum 15 minutes are there for each videos. Okay, and for the material also I'll provide the links where the lectures are not so big but the concepts are clear. So please see these videos. Please see these videos where the concept has been discussed, and then we'll discuss rest of the portion. Let me share my screen.